Funhaus is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Your data is your business. Protect it at expressvpn.com/funhaus.
It's a good reference.
So does that mean
this isn't gonna make it into the episode on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, it is. Elvis.
What?
Hey, I said something about Elvis. What were you gonna say?
Lindsay.
That clock.
I didn't see
How's
it. I didn't
doing?
see it, but then I
Hey,
saw
Don,
it.
how you doing?
Everyone, welcome to Dude Soup. Today we're gonna be talking games in the month of July that are coming out. The Steam Summer Sale. Some scary news about China, and some other things. Yeah,
Okay.
That's right. We're gonna be wholesome, and then we're gonna be serious.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Okay.
Anyways, how's everyone doing?
Doing well. It's a Monday.
It's a Monday for sure.
Yeah.
It is a Monday. We got in the house the Willemses, Elise and James,
Hey,
as
thanks
well
so much
as
for having us.
oh for
I'm
sure,
waiting.
as well as Lindsay Washburn.
They're making a lot of noise outside. They're like bang, bang, bang
Yeah,
on
we
the wall.
always-
Oh yeah, construction time.
How are you doing,
Didn't
John?
know that before we chose to put you on the podcast, so thanks for the heads up, Lindsay. I'm just joking. So first off, one thing that we can all revel in during these times is that video games still exist and we can escape our horrible, horrible reality.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah, you're right.
and also James and I are going to move to China and do Kung Fu school,
No,
but
you're not.
we'll talk
We
about
just
that later.
We need to fine tune some of the details, but
Yeah.
No, that's not
So
happening.
this month in gaming, I'm gonna read off some games, and I want y'all to tell me which ones you're excited about, or if you couldn't give a flip about any of them.
okay. Cool.
So July 10th, we got Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 2, Pixel Adventure, as well as Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise.
So
I know we
can
did.
I start with Bloodstained? Can I just talk a little bit about Bloodstained?
Sure. Yeah,
So-
go for it.
So there's Bloodstained. There's 2 Bloodstained games already.
Mm-hmm.
But one of
Bloodstained,
them
Curse
looks
of the Moon.
Ritual of the Night, right?
Yeah,
And-
Curse of the Moon and Ritual of the Night. Curse of the Moon is the Castlevania OG
Yeah.
homage, and then what's the other one?
Ritual of the Night
Ritual
is
of the
the one
Night
that's
is
like
the-
Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say because I've been playing. I played a lot of Ritual of the Night. I think it was on sale, and I got it. It's really fun. It kind of slows down towards the end game of that. It like really starts to bog itself down. But it was a lot
Yeah.
of fun. But then I always assumed it was a sequel to the other Bloodstained. But I guess it's not because now the sequel is coming out for the other Bloodstained. Now I
Correct.
understand. Okay.
I think Curse of the Moon was like something they gave to Kickstarter supporters because Ritual of the Night was taking so long or something. I might
Okay.
be wrong.
That's
But I
so
remember,
funny to
like-
me. It's like it's almost like weird because I'm sure this is not the process that happened, but it's like, oh no, our game is taking too long. Better pause on that to make another game that they'll tide them over. It's like, I'm sure it was 2 different teams, and
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know if that really was the case, but it seemed like it was because I remember hearing it was like, oh, Bloodstained news. Like, is Ritual of the Night coming out? No, it's this smaller 2D, like NES type game. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so July 14th, we got
Sorry.
Death Stranding coming to PC.
Can I just?
Rocket Arena. Oh, at least
I think there's a major like delay in our. I guess we should preface that for the audience listening and watching. I think there's a major delay in
More
our
than usual.
more than usual.
For
but
what?
also,
The audio.
I
The
didn't
audio?
even know.
Okay.
I didn't even know that.
Oh.
I didn't know Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 was even a thing that was coming out. Can I just say I feel like that's how detached I feel from the world. Deadly Premonition 2, I'm so curious about. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that original game. It's a cult classic. It's weird, but I'm just so curious about like what this new game could be.
I'm happy for Alana
I am happy for
because
her.
I know
Yes.
she's probably really excited about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be a big deal.
All right. Thank you for that, Elise.
No problem. Sorry.
So let me start over. July 14th, we got Death Stranding to PC. It's a cop.
This is the best Dude Soup I think we've ever done because
Hey,
for whatever
we're keeping
reason
it cash.
the lag is so bad in the audio that we're doing. It's like
Am I
it's
not
like
so
synced up
weird.
with my video? Because you guys
are,
look
like-
normal. You guys are synced
Yeah,
up
you
with your
guys look
video.
normal, and I hear everything normally too.
I think maybe
I
your
feel like maybe
brains are lagging,
them-
James and Elise. You got carbon monoxide leak over there? You seen aliens?
But whatever the normal is not normal.
not-
It's not
something's
normal.
up.
But then
maybe
it's funny
maybe
'cause-
it's just something for them.
So then everyone talks and interrupts each other, and then just then it was like, all right, well, we'll shut up for a second so that way John could just talk. And then a police car drove by, and the siren interrupted.
Okay, let me start over. July 14th.
Yeah. Do the intro. Do Dude Soup intro all the way from the top.
Hey
Let's start from the
everybody,
top.
welcome to Dude Soup. We got Death Stranding to PC, Rocket Arena, which I was very excited for during the E3 press release conference video, E3. And then Neon Abyss, a game I didn't know anything about, but it basically looks like I forgot the game I'm thinking of. But it looks like a game with guns.
Wait, hold on. Wait, so why are you excited?
Okay.
Do you know
I
what
forgot
Neon
what
Abyss is?
the Dead Cells. It looks like Dead Cells with guns.
Oh, yes,
okay.
it does
It's a
look like Dead
roguelite.
Cells. Yeah.
It's a roguelite with a lot of intense fighting, except you have guns. And with it being a roguelite, I'm guessing that each time you start, you'll get different guns and you can find different guns. And there's a bunch of crazy ass combinations and stuff. But the aesthetic looks really good and it looks super intense. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out. How excited are you for Rocket Arena, Lindsay?
Oh, I was just mostly excited to watch you like manic clicking around in this dock.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We have
I
a Dude Soup doc open, and I'm one of those people that likes to fidget with stuff while they're interacting. So I'm literally just clicking all around the doc as we discuss.
I just started checking out the list and I was like, Rocket Arena though? Totally. Tell me all about it. Even though I already know and I'm really excited about it.
Rocket Arena was that trailer where it was like it looked like Rocket League, but then the cars would explode and then people would hop out of the cars.
Yeah, they're
Right.
And then run
Oh, is
around.
Those are people.
Wait,
But then, isn't it?
whoa.
No, I mean,
No,
it's
Rocket Arena
No,
is
no,
the
no.
one.
Rocket
Arena is the
Arena-
one on the cutesy
I can
one on
explain.
the island.
Rocket Arena is a 3v3 shooter. So it's
Yeah,
kind of like there's that game that just came out a couple months ago. That
Team
was
Fortress 2.
No, it was like a 4v4
Vicious
shooter.
Circle.
Not Vicious Circle. What was it
Oh,
called?
Bleeding
Wait,
Edge.
Bleeding Edge. To me, it looks like it's like a few steps above Bleeding Edge. I'm excited for us because I feel like a 3v3 arena shooter for us is something that we would record and play together. I don't know how this game will fare in terms of lasting power as a game and something that people keep playing.
Sometimes this is a super. I'm prefacing this by saying it's a super privileged perspective.
Yes.
Super privileged.
Yes.
But sometimes because of what we do, I have to think of games not as things that I can do to entertain me for X amount of hours, but think of them in terms of content. I feel like it means that I gloss over things or remove the potential of things.
Your brain's rewired in a certain way. now.
And again, it's a privilege because I get to live and work
Experience
and
so many
do everything
games.
in this
Yeah.
world. So I want to acknowledge that, but it is weird how it has rewired my brain because like we played that roller derby game,
Roller Champions.
Roller Champions, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Oh well, this is all I can ever do with it because I don't
Yeah.
know that we could have 5-10 episodes of Roller Champions on our channel. I just don't think people would watch that. And but it's weird because if I was just someone playing video games, I might be like, hey John, do you want to play Roller Champions tonight because it was fun, you know?
Do you?
Not really, but
Oh.
but I think like what Elise is saying about Rocket Arena really falls into this category because it feels like it could be a fun thing, but we're gonna view it, or I'm gonna view it as this very simple shooter that will do 1 episode on the channel, so it says that we've played it, but you can't do 5 to 10 episodes. But I worry that that's going to pull me away from actually playing the game. You know, that's a weird perception on some of these games that I think is unique to a very small section of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about the history of online multiplayers. You got Dave Defeat. You got all these different games where it's all about how many people can we fit into the multiplayer map.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have games like League of Legends, Overwatch, Counter-Strike, where it's restricted numbers and it's all about the teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, I may be wrong, but it seems like it's very hard to break into that that more restrictive, smaller numbers combat, because one, the skill ceiling is like much higher, you could say, rather than just running around shooting people. You actually have to work on teamwork and strats and everything a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot harder to, like, if you have a 32-person server, but there's only 12 people in there, you can still have a good time. Like, you don't need full servers. But with a game like this and any other game, if you don't have people to make a full team, you're not going to be able to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's something that it's really hard for these games to stay alive, because you know, a lot of people will check it out, play a little bit, and then never come back. And then the people that do want to stick around are waiting so long in queues because there's so few people actually playing that it takes a long time to queue up and actually get into a game.
Or they're just still playing Overwatch.
Yeah, or they're just still playing Overwatch. That's the other thing, Elise, that Elise brings up, is that there are a lot of games that do this so well that the people looking for that, like, team-based combat already have a bunch of options. Like, the people that are going to be the real devoted fans already have some great things to choose from.
Yeah, they have to
And
bring
like, for example, like when I see a game like this, I'm like, that looks cool. And then it just makes me want to go and play the game that I already am familiar with.
Yeah.
Even if I haven't played it in like, you know, a year, for example. I haven't played Overwatch in a year, but me looking at this, I'm like, maybe I should get back into Overwatch. Which is not necessarily a good thing for that, you know, game, but
this game has to bring something really, really original.
Rockets.
Yeah,
what's more original than Rockets?
I would say it is weird because it's a harkening back, like watching it now, remembering what game it is. But it feels like it's a throwback to like the Quake kind of style.
Yeah, is that what it's based on? Like, is that Quake mod?
I don't know. I don't know what it's based on necessarily, but it feels like it's like someone went Smash Brothers plus Quake with a sprinkling of Team Fortress 2. You know, like,
wasn't Lawbreakers that same sort of thing where they're trying to get the Unreal Tournament Quake kind of?
Yeah, Lawbreakers
combat?
is like what, like 5v5 or 6v6?
I thought it was 3v3.
No.
No,
Lawbreakers was full
than
team
that.
versus full team. It was basically Overwatch, but with the modern, like the COD, you know, COD Modern Warfare vibe to it. So it like took itself way more seriously. The firefights were supposed to be way more intense and potentially like skill based or whatever, but it still was team based objective combat. And then it had 0G thrown in just for fun.
Yeah.
My favorite Lawbreakers memory is going to the very, very early preview event, I think at PAX Prime, a very long time ago, because I knew someone who was working on the game. And then Adam and I went, we sat down and played, and then Adam got something like 30 kills in like one game. They'd never seen anything like that happen before. And they also had to like rework a character because he basically revealed how broken the character could be. But even at some of these events, most of them are like games journalists and very casual fans with press badges that aren't like most people aren't good at games, is the truth of it. The people that play those games ranked and are really good or on Twitch and stuff are really good, but most people aren't very good at games. So when you take like someone like Adam who's very good at those types of games and put him in a room with those guys, it was just a slaughter. but it was fun seeing them react to that.
Does anyone care about Death Stranding on PC? All I really care about is maybe seeing what kind of mods come from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely modded. I will say this. It's easier to have a game like that on PC than it is to have on my PlayStation, because on my PlayStation, it means that when I want to play the next game, I have to delete it. So I recently had to delete Death Stranding for my PS4 to play Last of Us, which is a problem that you don't really have on PC. So maybe there's a chance that, like, and since I deleted it from PS4, that basically means I'll never play it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but if it's on your PC and there's room for it, you might be like, oh, well, I got some time this Saturday. Maybe I'll walk around the apocalypse.
I deleted 2 Call of Duties so I could put
Two?
The Last of Us. Yeah, 2 of them. I said, goodbye, see ya. You gotta play The Last of Us 2.
See you never. Also, with Death Stranding, all you're doing is walking.
Mm-hmm.
You could put on a TV show or something on your PC, so you're walking, multitasking.
Well, you know, it'd be great.
That game is not challenging.
You know, it'd be great if they had kind of like what they did with Final Fantasy 15, where they were like, and we're putting multiplayer in because we want it to sell it again for people on PC. If they said we're doing Death Stranding multiplayer, where you and 1 or 2 other friends can like log into the same world and like traverse together, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that would be.
I'd do that. I'd walk around wherever. Just
Heck yes.
Yeah.
listen to the
if
radio.
I can play as Mama. Sounded like a fake laugh.
So funny.
No, it wasn't. I was
like,
as I was
"Gotta
laughing,
laugh
I was
like a
trying to
mom."
remember who Mama was, but the saying I can play as Mama, just objectively or without context, I thought
It
was
stands
funny.
on its own.
So July 17th.
This is where
These
it's
are the
at.
big ones.
This
These
is
are big ones of the month.
Big
Yes.
time.
Whoa!
We got
Whoa.
Ghost of Tsushima and drum roll please. Paper Mario, the Origami King. That's
Oh my
right.
god!
Did you guys
Paper Mario
notice
back.
that Lindsay doesn't
Lindsay.
know what a drum sounds like? She went, bye.
Like I was like the ambiance like echoing the audience.
You're the reverb of the drum.
I think I heard Lindsay
So-
like, quietly like boo. I was like boo.
Wow. Quite
Hey,
good.
we bonded over Paper Mario before.
I love it so much.
I was never able to play either of the Paper Marios because I basically had the games I had and I never bought more.
Do you have a-
with both
do you have
the
a functioning
GameCube and the
GameCube?
N64. I do.
Because you can borrow my copy of Thousand Year. I have Thousand Year Door, and then I have the Wii one.
I have the Wii one,
What's the Wii one?
and I'm not talking about the little one. I'm talking about the one for the Wii.
The little one would be the GameCube one because the disc is small.
Yeah.
Wait, there was a third Paper Mario?
Yeah,
There's-
there's the what was it on SNES, right? Was he?
No, it was
First-
64.
Oh,
was the
64
original
is
Paper
the first
Mario.
Paper Mario. Then there's the GameCube.
And the
Thousand Year
GameCube
Door.
one.
But it all started with
And then Super Paper Mario is
Super
the one
Super
for
Mario
the Wii.
RPG.
Yeah, Super Mario RPG.
That's where the whole journey began.
was that on?
Oh, yeah.
SNES?
Battle of the
Super
Seven
Mario
Stars
RPG.
or whatever. What?
Well, Super
yeah.
Mario RPG has sequels with the Mario and Luigi Super Saga or something like that.
yeah.
Those are the 3DS, the DS titles.
Inside Out.
Yeah, they're on,
Bowser's
they're on
Inside
GBA
Story.
and DS. Mm-hmm.
I gotta
really
go to
know
a
our
doctor
stuff.
about my hand before I start playing more games on the Switch.
Oh my god, yeah, like because we've been taking turns playing Last of Us, and because I've stopped playing Animal Crossing, so my hand is getting a break. But then now Paper Mario's coming out, and I'm gonna be playing that all day.
You've been playing with your Pro Controller or holding your Switch?
I usually like to just play things on my Switch and not port it to the TV.
Check it out. They're a
What
little
is that?
bulky and they don't
But
have
that-
motion controls.
Yeah,
but
it
this
doesn't
is
have the rumble either, right?
no, but I
Yeah.
don't care for that.
How much you pay for those? What and can you explain to
Like
the
it's for
listening
$40.
audience
Okay,
what it is?
yeah. So for
Demon-
viewers, there's a hold on. Yeah. There is I think the only officially licensed Nintendo like controller maker, or at least for a long time it was, is this company called Hori, Hori, and they've been making dope ass third-party controllers. I think it's second-party or something like that, because they're officially licensed.
Hori's like one of the premier arcade stick manufacturers.
But they made an amazing N64 controller where you're not holding it like a stupid gun. It's like a normal controller. They have the Game Boy SNES, the GameCube SNES controller, which is amazing. Those still sell online for like $200 on eBay because they're such good controllers for doing retro stuff. And this is the Hori Split Pad Pro 6. It's basically a Pro controller that's split in half with Joy-Con slots. So you slide it onto your Switch, and it basically turns the Switch into like a full controller Switch. So it's mobile. It's mobile Switch. So you got the Switch with the Joy-Cons locked in, but you got such control. It's so sweet and so beautiful. I love it.
But can you play it without it being locked in? Does it have to be
I think
to
so.
it?
I think you can.
Okay.
But it's just weird. If you're going to do it that way, just use a Pro controller if you got one.
Well, maybe
I don't
I don't
have
want
to
to buy
choose.
both. Maybe I don't.
Yeah, maybe you don't have to buy both.
I don't want to
If I
buy
were to
those. I
do
just
that-
want the doctor to take my hands off.
Yeah,
If I were to do
Lindsay, your
that-
hand.
Lindsay, your hands. I'd 3D print a holder for it so that.
Bet you
So,
would.
Lindsay, are you gonna play Pepper Mario with a Pro controller?
I don't have a Pro controller.
Oh, do we have any extra at the office?
None that she's
All I
allowed
have-
to borrow.
You also have this thing.
With her
the
poison.
thing that,
I do
like,
have that thing that he has. I have that.
Yeah.
That
It comes with
little
this Switch where you
adapter
just slide
thing.
the Joy-Cons in, make it a controller.
So I might use that, but I am gonna play Paper Mario.
Pepper Mario.
I'm so excited. Like this felt like we haven't been anticipating it for that long. It got announced. And so it's not like we've been agonizing waiting for years for it to come out, which is actually really nice. I do feel like it's a game that I need right now. That's going to bring me a lot of joy and comfort.
We're not talking about Ghost of Tsushima though. Don't
Not
forget,
yet.
same day.
Not yet.
Same day.
Well, we'll both be busy.
Same day. What a choice to make. My goodness.
This is why you marry someone that also likes video games, so that way you don't even have to. I'm not even going to have to play the entirety of either of these games.
I mean, you'll play all of Ghost of Tsushima.
Maybe I. Take
I
A
don't.
turn
I mean,
on
I'll
your
probably
Mario.
watch you play some Ghost of Tsushima, but
while you're playing Mario.
Yeah, while I'm playing.
She's like, you're not gonna play my Mario.
No, I understand. I understand our relationship as it comes to Nintendo games now. At first, when we ended up with two Switches, one Switch each, I was like, well, this is fine because we can swap cartridges. But then she's made it her mission to always get digital download when possible, so that way I can't.
Better
swap.
friend Vyro.
And
Yeah.
So I understand.
Come
what
on,
it is.
James.
So I'll probably play Paper Mario eventually, but I don't know if I'll play it when it.
But you're going to play Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, I mean, I need to finish Last of Us. Who knows how many more
You
days
can
that'll
order
take.
me a physical copy of Paper Mario.
I'll just wait.
I bet you guys will finish Last of Us this week.
I think so.
We probably will. But
Yeah.
either way, I think then I need to make sure I finish Final Fantasy, and then I'm allowed to get Ghost of Tsushima.
So you're not. That's not a day one purchase for you if you haven't finished Final Fantasy.
I'd be very surprised if I hadn't finished Final Fantasy by then. I am 30-something hours into that game, so.
John and Lindsay, can I ask which
about
one are
90.
you prioritizing between these two titles?
Lindsay?
Paper Mario.
That's what I'm talking
Makes
about.
sense. Makes sense.
I'm probably not gonna play the other game at all.
I'm going to do Ghost of Tsushima. All the way. Paper Mario, I'll be playing Thousand Year Door.
You want to borrow it? You're welcome to.
Could I borrow it?
Yeah, for sure.
You
can
could borrow the
Put it
Wii
on a
one
string
too.
and
Not,
lower
again, not
it
the
from
little
your
one.
balcony.
You're not going to be able to borrow anything. It's going to be digital download on her Switch. This is what she does. She promises borrowing, but then it turns out.
Unless you want to get it early, Elise, you know where to do that.
The place that
Secrets.
breaks street
That
date.
place we know about.
That's
breaks
illegal,
street
and that
date.
makes you guys complicit.
No, I don't do that.
No. They say it's legal. They say
I'm
it's
gonna-
legal, so I trust them.
This company that John and I both know that does this, I'm going to call them today and I'm going to say, hey, are you planning on selling that early? Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's bad news.
I'm going to call them
And then
today.
she's going to wink over the phone.
Squish.
And they're like, great, thanks, bye.
All right, so those are the big hitters. We just got one more date of some games. You know, there were a lot of other games, but I'm just doing highlights. July 28th, end of the month, the Destroy All Humans remake, a game called Other Side, which basically looks like Gothic XCOM, and then Grounded, a game that looks very cool because it's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the game.
It's Lindsay's joint.
I am very excited about this game because this is totally my cup of tea. I played the demo and I'm fully excited to maybe do a video for this one. I think I saw this game like trailer maybe during PAX of last year when I was still at Couch Hop, and I was like, I want to play that game. And then when I started working with you guys, I put it on my list of like, I'm going to make sure that we play this game. And it's almost 9 months later. It's coming. It's coming. We're going to play it.
I don't know anything about this game.
It's sort of like...
Do you want to
Honey, I
describe
Shrunk
the
the Kids.
demo?
So basically, it's, you know, those kind of sandbox games or ish that where you're building and you're crafting. It's like Rust. It's like Ark a little bit. It's like Raft or what are the other ones where you build shelters and you hunt.
Ark.
So it's that, but it's like you're in your
Last
backyard.
Oh,
Oasis.
okay.
So you're a
Honey,
little shrunken kid.
Yeah.
So what did you do in the demo that you played?
I fought a couple of bugs. I had to find some like materials like leaves and blades of grass. You cut a blade of grass down like a tree and you take big planks of grass to build your little shelter. So I did that. And I had to climb up a big wire so I could get to the top and figure out why the thing and I didn't know what it was that I was messing with because it was some sort of science experiment, but it looks really cool because it looks like there's some little like quests essentially that you got to do while still having sort of like a creative-ish like build and craft kind of world.
Can you befriend an ant and name the ant Auntie?
Yeah, let me ask you this
And
question.
I hope so.
Ride it until it dies.
As someone that was horribly heartbroken rewatching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when I was a kid, and every time that the ant died, Auntie died.
Oh, yeah.
Is this going to traumatize me all over again fighting these bugs?
Yes.
What was a scorpion doing in their backyard? That suburban
Oh,
home?
and Lindsay, what do you eat? Like, do you eat food that the big people have dropped? Like how in the movie they've got an Oreo cookie or whatever?
I hope so. The demo didn't have anything like that. It had like some sap, so I had to eat some sap, I think. And you have to drink the water from the droplets like of dew, because if you drink it from the ground, it's dirty. But I don't remember what the food stuff was. But I think like I'd hope that they would put something like that in where it's like a piece of an oatmeal cream pie, and you're like, you know.
You can dive into
If
it.
you-
I want that in real life. I want an oatmeal cream pie piece that's like this big, and then on top of it, it's just like a big glob of frosting, and I want to eat it like the kid eats the cake in, you know, Matilda. I want to eat a oatmeal cream pie that big.
Nice.
Can we make this happen?
Good news for John's allergies because the pollen is too big to get in his nose, so he doesn't have to worry about it. These are all references
go.
to a film called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I was gonna make another reference, which was if you go up to water and you try to drink from it, but then the surface tension sucks you in, and then you're stuck inside the water like Woody
he's right.
Allen.
The droplet.
Ants. Mm-hmm.
He's right. Someone posted
It's
on
from
Movie
ants.
Details recently
Yep.
that they were like, oh, they're really small in Howl's Moving Castle, so when they pour the tea is really small. It's like, so the tea comes out in like a bloop, because that's what it would look like. It's just a drop of tea. So as opposed to a lot of tea, because of how surface tension works, it's just like a bloop. But then I was like, but what does that do to your insides if you drink something? Like, I feel like when you're smaller, it wouldn't feel as good to drink things because you molecularly, the size difference of that might not be as fun to drink. It's going to be more like
nerd.
jelly.
Yeah, the molecules ratios.
Right?
That's
gonna be
terrifying.
thrown. Am I
I
crazy?
haven't thought about that.
So those are
Thank you for that.
that's every single game that's coming out in July. There are no other games.
Don't think that's true.
I will not acknowledge them.
Mm-hmm.
No other
I don't
games.
think that there's any no games.
Speaking of games, let's hear no. Speaking of games, it's time for the Steam Summer Sale. That's right. Steam Summer Sale is live. James keeps throwing a wrench into my works.
What did I do? I haven't done anything.
But before we talk about the Steam Summer Sale, let's possibly hear a word from our sponsors.
Wait, let's possibly hear a word from our sponsor. That doesn't.
It's because
That
we don't,
doesn't.
we don't know
Set
if
it-
there's an ad in
I
it
know,
yet.
but he didn't set it up in a way where we could cut around that. Because if it's in the show,
But then it goes.
It's just him saying, "Let's possibly."
It just would be big black text that says you didn't, and then it would come back. You go, no sponsor.
but
and
if
then
it's in
Here,
the
I'll do
show-
it again.
no, that's what I'm
Sorry,
saying,
Omar,
but
you gotta-
That's
you
what's
gotta
in
do
the
some
show.
so
setting.
funny to me. It's so funny to me because if it's in the show, it's him going, "Let's possibly hear a word." No confidence.
Let's possibly.
Oh, hold on. Ooh. I can't have any physical reactions. It's so hot with these curtains drawn. All right, here we go. Before we talk about the Steam Summer Sale, let's hear a word from our sponsors. Hello, everyone. Who is ready for the summer of animation? That's right, HBO Max is fully loaded with every type of animated show you could like. They got kid stuff. They got adult stuff. They got basically most of the good Studio Ghibli movies and a whole buttload of anime. I got some highlights here. I've been using HBO Max, been loving it. Went through and found all of the animated shows I could personally recommend. If you are not familiar with the early 2000s animation boom of Cartoon Network, we got Chowder. We got Marvelous Adventures of Flapjack. We got a bunch of other titles, but those are the two that I want to hone in on and recommend to you. They were ahead of their time. They are bonkers, ridiculous, hilarious. Nothing else like them. In terms of anime, we got Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the loyal adaptation of the manga, not the first one that strayed from the path. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is one of the best shows ever. There's also Death Note, which is a classic, and Erased, something I did not think I would be into. And then by the end, I was crying my eyes out. All right, so, they also have 60 seasons of South Park or whatever. It's nuts. But yeah, so it's Summer of Animation, HBO Max. I highly recommend it. All of this stuff is exclusive to HBO Max as well, so you're not going to find it anywhere else. There's something for everybody. So if you want to get a free trial of HBO Max right now, you can either click the link in the description or you can go to bit.ly/HBO Max Soup. That's bit.ly/HBOMAXSOUP. bit.ly/HBO Max Soup to get your free trial today. And let's celebrate the summer of animation. Hoo-ah! All right, so the Steam Summer Sale. I had each of you go through every single game that's available in the Steam Summer Sale, rate each one of them individually, and come up with your top 12 recommendations.
Mm-hmm. You got
How
it.
about we start? I
Well,
put it in
what we
alphabetical
did-
I
order.
have one.
I would say instead what we did is we didn't do that and we just listed some things that we found that we thought are cool.
Well, we're going to go in alphabetical order.
I'll go
So let's
first.
start with E-dubs.
Okay, so
What are you
on my
recommending
list,
there, Elise?
And these are all games that I've
What's on
I've
your
played.
Elise?
These
You're
are all
a list?
What's on here? Elist.
These are all games that I have played, but I do think that there was some that I was like, oh, that's exciting. That's a good price. I just check that out. I put Life is Strange 2, which you can get the first episode for $1.99, or you can get the bundle
Wow.
of the entire season, 5 episodes for $14.62, which is a great deal. Because that's like less than $3 per episode. And this game, I love this franchise, and I felt like the second season didn't get as much due as it deserved. It's really, really well written, really, really well performed, and it tackles, and not I know you're looking for a fun gaming experience, but it tackles some themes that I think are just really relevant and important right now especially in North America, the kind of world that we're living in and what's going on. And it's a story of like brotherly love and friendship. And I just thought it was really, really beautiful. The Sherlock Holmes franchise, which I am known for. They've got
We
a
know
sale
you
on-
love those Sherlockin' adventures.
I do. They've got a sale on like basically all their titles. So like Devil's Daughter is $4.99, Crimes and Punishment $7.49. The Wayback Playbacks, like the Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, is $2.49. Testament of Sherlock Holmes is $4.99. If you just want a relaxing evening in, maybe draw the curtains, have some music, go
Solve a
find
murder.
Go find like a Spotify station or something, or Google Music that plays like dark and stormy sound effects. Set the moods.
You
the
don't want to miss
tone.
out on this too. You don't want to sleep on it for these deals because they may not last forever. Sherlock in them today.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is $9.89 during the sale, which I don't know what it's usually priced at, but I can tell you less than $10 for that game is a steal, especially now that we're all really hyped for Resident Evil Village.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, now's the time to play it. You won't
Personally-
be disappointed.
Personally, I can't handle the sickly aesthetics of that game when they're sitting at the table and there's worms and roaches and stuff. Can't do it.
So
Can't
Texas
do it.
Chainsaw Massacre, I love it. And then my final pick was, it's an older game, and I feel like you can probably find it for cheaper now most of the time, but Talos Principle
Oh baby, yeah.
is great, and it's $5.99.
Talos Principle. I'm waiting for it needs to do good so that way when Talos Principle 2 comes out, they add that multiplayer mode that they were promising.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell us,
Are you-
Principal.
Are you aware of this game?
Sorry.
John?
Yes, I Googled it. The poster is a robot petting a cat, which is
Wait,
amazing.
have you never played this game?
I've never played it.
Oh,
but I'm
it's-
gonna.
John, it's a game for you. It's a game for you.
Okay.
It's a game for you.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Mark Brown talked about it on Game Maker's Toolkit.
Don't
in a,
know him?
It's
You
great
don't know
because
Mark Brown?
No, should I?
Game Maker's Toolkit. Amazing.
I'll write
You love
down.
video essays, Elise.
Yeah, yeah,
From
I
that,
do.
what's her name? Lindsay.
I love
Lindsay
Lindsay
Ellis?
Ellis. I think she's
Lindsay Ellis.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write
Game
that
Maker's
down. I'll look for
Toolkit.
it.
So cool. So great. A lot of Nintendo
Oh,
videos, which are always great. He does a whole video talking about Mario's jump and stuff. It's wonderful.
John Talos Principle, definitely. I'll buy
love
it for
it.
you. If you don't have the cash,
It's already in my cart, Elise.
Okay. That's how confident
James.
I am.
Yes, I got some games
Okay.
for you. 12 games starting at number 12. No, I don't have 12 games, but I do. Oh, maybe. Maybe. So, I love some fighting games. I know fighting games aren't for everyone, but I think if you can get a fighting game really cheap, even if you just play it for a little bit, it's about as much money as going to the arcade and spending a little money at the arcade anymore.
Couple
So if you-
quarts.
if it's equivalent to a couple quarters, you should pick it up. Though all of the entire Street Fighter collection is on sale, up to 80% off on Steam, which includes a lot of games. You get Street Fighter 5 for 60% off. Also, one of the kind of lame things about Street Fighter 5 is how they really tried to monetize it, and they did that with a lot of costumes and stuff, and they would make it really expensive and really hard to unlock costumes in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a deal right now where you pay $4, you just get everything. It's called the All-In. So you get all the cool, super well-designed costumes in the game. A little quiet hit here, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. We never get our Tekken Cross Street Fighter as promised, but Street Fighter Cross Tekken is a Street Fighter game from years and years ago that really kind of died off very fast, but is actually very well made and a lot of fun. Kind of an out-of-the-box Street Fighter experience. You can get that for $6 right now. It's basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then another fighting game, Injustice 2. This is from NetherRealm, who makes the best single-player fighting game experiences you can possibly get. Mortal Kombat just came out. Mortal Kombat 11 came out not too long ago, and they just released DLC for that. But Injustice 2 is what they made before, and let me tell you that Injustice 2 has one of the most satisfying single-player campaigns in a fighting game you could ever possibly experience. It's great. It's like reading
Really?
a super awesome comic. You don't need to be good at fighting games to do it. Because you basically there'll be a cutscene or something, and then it'll be like, "Hey, Superman, where do you think you're going?" And he's like, "Wherever I want to." And then it'll seamlessly turn into a match where you're controlling Flash and trying to beat Superman in the battle, and then how that unfolds into the campaign. It's a really cool story and pretty remarkable how much effort they put into something that you would think they didn't need to at all. You can get that 70% off for $15. Super great game. Ninja Turtles are in it.
It's got the Joker. It does have the Joker. Are you on a delay or something, James?
It's got Hellboy too. Hellboy's in that game.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot. They're really great about picking characters for their fighting games. Then 75% off for only $7.50. You can get DMC Devil May Cry. This is the Ninja Theory's take on Devil May Cry, which is my favorite iteration of the game. Everyone was all pissed off because he didn't have white hair.
You make that hair too light.
He gets a pizza slice covering his dong in the beginning of the game, and the levels are awesome. The music is incredible. And for
John's sold. John's never heard of any of these games.
For this price,
I'm googling pizza crotch.
Pizza Crotch. It's like a super fun game that's just like a super fun, lighthearted, cool single player experience that makes you feel like a badass. And then all of Sonic is on sale. All of the Sonic. You can get the early old school. Why are you looking like that? The early old school Sonic games for like $1 a piece or like $1.25 a piece if you want them. But the one I want to highlight is Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, the best kart racer ever made. 75% off. It's only $5 right now. There's no reason not to have it. You can still play it online, even if you don't want to play it online. Again, it has a comprehensive campaign mode, single-player campaign mode that you can play all by yourself. I'm going to get us to do a big gameplay of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed for Funhaus, and no one can stop me.
Or you could just do a gameplay where you play through the campaign by yourself.
I've done it twice. I did it once when I played it on Wii U.
No, I mean you record the gameplay.
I played it on Wii U. I rented it and played through the whole campaign, and I did it again on PC. So
very
you
cool.
Guys are all gonna play it.
Bragging rights.
Yep, great.
Next up is John.
Next up is me, your host for the evening. That's right, John Smith's Steam Summer Sale recommendations. By the way, we're not sponsored by Steam. It's just we're sponsored by video games and our love for video games. Now, first on the list, James is shaking his head. First on the list, Doom Eternal, 50% off, $30. So when Doom Eternal came out, I was like, looks like a great game. Don't really want to spend $60 on it. And I sat and I waited. And guess what? Now it's $30 and I got it. Played it last night. It's great. A little too gory for me. It's great.
A little intense.
The nightmares that come with it are a little intense, but it's looking good. And like the platforming or just the whole movement and everything is so great. And a few years ago, I was playing a bunch of Overwatch and a bunch of PUBG. And then I took a break from first-person shooters, and I haven't really come back. So then when I got Doom, I figured out the DPI on my mouse and everything again, and I was like, I was feeling like a pro. I was jumping in the air with the rifle, getting headshots, mid-air headshots, and I was like, this is badass. So I actually downloaded Overwatch again and started playing Overwatch because of that.
Doom Eternal, I played some of the 2016 Doom, and I was like, I'm into this. And it's not typically a game that I would be into, I would say. Not to knock it, it's just not usually like my kind of genre. And then when Doom Eternal came out, I played a bunch and really appreciated all the added platforming. And also, I mean, I play it on the simplest mode. I have no pretenses over, I'm a super gamer or anything. I'm just going to play it in a way that I enjoy it. And I loved it. Loved every second. Didn't finish it, but played about, 6 hours. Loved every second.
Very cool.
That's my story.
That's something, Elise, that I feel is a lot better in number 2. Not only does it have the individual, like the solely platforming stuff, but in terms of the combat arenas, whenever you have an encounter, you can just be hopping around, platforming all around it. It seems much more...
like a puzzle.
Yeah, the fight feels like a puzzle, and there's a lot more like traversal traversalness to the combat. Right, James?
I agree,
Traversalness,
John.
that's the word.
Traversalnicity.
Now, next, we got the other side of the gaming spectrum. That's right. It's Baba Is You for $12. If you're not familiar with Baba Is You, this is a game made from, I don't know if it's the same people, but it's the same kind of shared team of the guys who made Noita, which, as you know, was one of my top games of last year. I'm on the speedruns leaderboard from the run that we did in the recording at Funhaus. Beat it in 12 minutes. Anyways, Baba Is You, basically, it's like, if you know anything about programming, even basic, there's a lot of like if-then statements. And Baba Is You basically turns that into a game where like you can, there's like rocks and keys and doors and all these things. But then there's words that say like is, so you can push it. You can push things around where like wall is rock, and then all the rocks become walls and stuff. It's hard to explain. If you watch the trailer for it, it all makes sense. But it's just like a brain bender.
Interesting.
It sounds cool.
Yeah. Really, really
Sounds like
melts
you'd
your
love
brain.
Talos Principle. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Sounds like you'd love Baba Is You. Last but not least, my last recommendation, and this isn't even a recommendation, this is just a game I picked up, which seems like it's up my alley. So I'm not recommending it, but I'm saying it is on sale. If you like Final Fantasy Tactics, this is a very similar game. Yeah, so one of my favorite games of all time. It's called Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark.
Okay.
It's weird title, but it's basically, it uses the same kind of, or at least from what it looks like, it's like an homage to Final Fantasy Tactics in the way the combat works and everything. It's turn-based with different classes and leveling and everything like that. The art style, I'm not super big on. It's like higher res. It almost looks like, I think it's pixel art, but it's higher res pixel art. I prefer smaller pixel grids. You know what I'm saying? Once you get too big, it's basically just a low res drawing.
I can't.
okay.
I can't see that. I can't.
Yeah. I mean, that still feels that I'm looking
like
at
the
pictures
art's
of
really
it.
pretty.
It seems like that is how Final Fantasy, how I remember Final Fantasy Tactics being or feeling to me as a kid. But I guess I know what you're talking about. This is like this feels like Suikoden pixel.
What?
As opposed, Suikoden. It feels like Suikoden pixels as opposed as opposed to say Mario or like what you're talking about, like.
I concur.
So.
But yeah, I'm gonna be playing that. I've played some of Doom is Eternal. Have not started playing Baba Is You or Fell Seal, but I will definitely be playing those
Are you
for the summer.
Are you gonna be playing any of these on your streams that you do?
I was actually thinking of streaming Final Fantasy Tactics because I've never actually beat it. It was one of my favorite games. Never beat it. So
Did you get Cloud? That was the only reason I played it, is because they were like Clouds in the game. I was like, I will try it then.
I did not. They're like, I had a friend growing up who was really into RPGs, and he was all about min-maxing and everything. And I guess like there's ways that you have to grind a bunch, but you can get like the best class of all characters. And you can basically just plow through everything in that game. And, like that was what my friend did, and he's like, I can tell you how to do it. And then he tried, and I was like, I'm just gonna be a Lancer.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I never got into
sorry,
the
go for
tactics. I never got into the tactics games because at the time, as a kid, first of all, as a kid, I was like, I'm never gonna play RPGs. Why would I want to play slow games where I press menus and buttons? And then I ended up playing Suikoden on the recommendation of some guy at like the rental store or whatever. It was like, oh, you might like this. Played Suikoden. I was like, I love RPGs. And then so I started playing RPGs, but then I created the new hang up in my head where I was like, well, I don't care for strategy RPGs, tactics, because I don't like how the world floats. And I don't like pretending like it's a game of chess.
That is my jam, James. I love XCOM.
Well, I was going to say, as an adult, I played XCOM, and I was like, oh, no, I really, like, probably after I had played a lot of Civilization and stuff. And then I was like, oh, I really love XCOM. I think it'd be cool. Are there any versions of that where you play together? Like two
that
squads?
Is a great question.
2 squads, and obviously you have to cue your moves and coordinate with each other and stuff. But like, if you were entering from the northeast corner and I was coming from like the southeast corner, and we had to like take on things, but then like XCOM, once we got to the center, then it would turn out that now bad guys are spawning behind us. Is there a world where that is a game? Because I think that'd be fun. I'd play a strategy game with you. That'd be fun.
This is a great question here. I will look into it.
Let me know.
I will look into that.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. Yeah, Lindsay, it's your turn. What are you?
Yo,
looking
what
to
up?
play
I got
this
way
summer?
more than 12 games because there's at least 20 expansion packs in the Sims 4 collection. The whole
Holy
Sims 4
smokes.
franchise is on sale between, I think, like 30 to 40 to 50% off for the base game.
Wow.
I feel like if you have the base game, maybe have one expansion, like this is your moment, because then like you finally have the opportunity to pick up that expansion where you get to go to college, or you can get a dog for like a little bit less than it would normally cost, because there's a lot of expansions and they're all a little bit pricey, but there's a lot of stuff in them. So now's your moment. There's expansion packs, game packs, stuff packs. That's too much Sims 4.
What?
It's crazy.
Lindsay, can I ask you a question? Which expansion do you think is the best? Because it feels like, with the experience I've had with The Sims, is you play the game, and the base game is you have this house that's on a property, and then you basically go to work and try and make your Sims happy, and you design the house in a certain way. But then it's like, oh, I have to go to work. And so you just get in a car and you drive off, and then you don't see them for 8 hours of the day. Then they released expansions. They're like, it's time to go to college. But then college just ended up being a house that you live in. And when it's time to go to class, you disappear for 8 hours and then you come back. What expansion is the best that it feels like you're actually doing something, as opposed to just going to a new house and then disappearing for 8 hours?
The best expansions so far for The Sims 4 is the Seasons pack, because it adds all 4 seasons. And so throughout everything else that you're doing, the seasons are also happening. So even if you get pets and you have dogs, the seasons are still going. So now you have your dog and it's snowing, and the dog probably has different things to do in the snow than it did in the summer, you know?
Can your dog get a job?
So maybe get a gig as like a show pup. I don't know. But the seasons is definitely one of my favorite ones, because it just changes the way you play the whole game through all the other expansions. And then the other one that I think is really good is Get to Work, because it sort of solves a little bit of that thing where you send your sim off to work and you're like, cool, I'll just fast forward time until they're done and I can have them come home and now they're frag-shagging and cooking and whatever. But with Get to Work, you get to take them to their work and suddenly you study this fossil, and like you can pour this liquid into this beaker, and you're a chemist. Like you're doing basically these little mini quests as your job. So that's a fun expansion pack. As far as all the game packs go, they just add like neighborhoods, and I think, and like a lot of furniture and like new interactions. So I think that's what most of the game packs are, and they're fun. The stuff packs is literally just stuff to decorate your house with.
Wish we could be taking advantage of this with our Sim series.
I know. I wish.
I miss it.
I miss The Sims. We need to go check on Cooter, see how he's doing.
I'm worried about him.
The other game that I would recommend, because I love it, we were just talking about it this morning, I'm going to play it tomorrow, is Ark. It's $10. It's $10. It's crazy. This is like a $50 game now, and it's a huge game. I have so many hours in this game. If you're into that kind of game, open world, riding dinosaurs, fighting.
It's $10, and our PA Rick was saying this morning that even if you don't want to pay, if you already own the game, there's a bunch of map expansions that are just free.
Yeah.
They're just free
that's
on
cool.
Steam.
Yeah, so they have different maps, which basically makes the whole world that you've already played in, but then you explore it again in a new layout, and maybe different dinosaurs and different biomes and different zones. So yeah, I think he was saying you can get all those for free. So I think that's really cool too.
Lindsay, you know what else I saw that's on sale that I'm gonna get?
What
is Terraria $4.99?
Is it on sale? Oh yes, get Terraria. I didn't even see that because it's already in my library. But Terraria is another one I would recommend if it's $4.99. That game I also have hundreds of hours in, and John and I were playing through it recently with Jacob and fighting the bosses. So you guys got to get it. Come join us and play a little bit.
So we picked that game up because they just released like the final update. It's this huge. It was the last like big update. That's the last content. The last update that includes new content.
Yeah, and basically they added like I guess a kit where to turn it over to the community where like if you want to fuck with it and add weird shit in the future, you can do whatever you want. But that one is a super fun game, so I would highly recommend that one. At least I'm very excited if you get it, if you can play with us.
I have no reason. It's $5. I have no reason not to.
The other game that I didn't put on this list, but I just saw when I was scrolling through, is that Ori is on sale, and I haven't played the second one, so I'm probably absolutely gonna buy this and play it because I loved the first one. So it's on sale. I'd be stupid not to get it. You know.
So you're not stupid, all right? Don't talk that way about yourself, okay? You're not stupid.
I mean, if I don't get it, it's just stupid.
Animal Crossing stole our lives.
It did.
It gave us lives.
It stole our lives.
Animal Crossing gave us what we needed in a time when we needed it most. But I think
it gave me life for sure.
Yeah, but I think maybe people are now tired of that life. I was really tired of going into the fucking shop every single day to see them offering me the same surfboard and 3 things that I already own, and they know that because I bought them 2 days ago. They just update the algorithm. So I kind of burned out on it too, and the prospect of re-leveling the entire backside of my island just so I could build something else was a little too much for me.
Yeah,
I found that once I didn't have like a goal or a mission, I kind of lost interest in that game hard.
Yeah.
For those of you that aren't aware, I spent like a month building out and planning a game show inside of Animal Crossing, and we had a great time.
Mm-hmm. It was really great.
But once I was done with that, I was like, my job here is done. Goodbye, Spork and Dumpy, my favorite villagers.
I will play it probably occasionally, like when I'm just checking in to see like what's going on in Animal Crossing. But I just don't ever see me playing it the way I was playing it for 2 months straight. Well, like
they just
wake up. Go to bed.
That water update.
Yeah, you go swimming.
And I'm like, I don't know that I'm gonna go back for it. I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna go and play it. Of course, I'm gonna play it, but I'll probably play it for like an hour, and then I'm like, cool, I did it.
It doesn't solve the progression issue, which is that I wanted to make certain things, and I didn't have those resources to make those certain things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only way I could do it was potentially going to an online forum to find a weirdo to go to the Weirdos Island to have them give me the thing that I could then do that. And I didn't really want to do that.
Ah, well. Say la vie.
Say la vie. I guess Jacob has everything. Jacob would have been the weirdo.
Test
but
la vie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are coming up on an hour here.
Wow.
So it looks like we won't have time to talk about the scary China news or the wholesome lemonade news. But I'll just give you some synopsis of both. Some guy reverse engineered TikTok. Turns out it's full of malicious tracking software, and basically it's just farming all of your data, everything you're doing on your phone.
Which is really funny hearing this story from you, John, with Lindsay also on the show, because I would say that out of the entire world, the 2 people who have told Elise and I
you guys
that
me
we
so many
gotta
TikToks.
Gotta get on TikTok the most.
I deleted
is John
it.
and Lindsay.
You deleted it?
I deleted it. Yeah.
Where am I going to get my
did?
TikToks from?
I don't know. I guess Twitter. 2 weeks late. Maybe I'll create a burner phone that I only use for TikTok.
Just a TikTok phone. It's still gonna know where you are.
Lindsay, are you going to delete TikTok, or you don't care?
Lindsay doesn't care.
They've got the info.
Care.
Yeah.
Brave new world, Lindsay.
Like if I start doing anything crazy, maybe I'll delete it. I don't know. If they already have it, right? They like the bad part's already done.
Yeah.
What are they digging up that they haven't already? So why should I delete it? I guess I don't know.
Yeah. You're right. The world's already over. Why fight for it? So the wholesome news. The wholesome news is that there are these two 7-year-old twins. That's right, 2 twins. That were selling lemonade. Someone made a post about it online, and some motherfucking troll or a Karen or somebody was like, "Do they even have a permit?"
Fuck off.
Like on the street?
Yeah,
like
fuck
selling
off.
lemonade on the street?
They're kids.
So guess what the parents did? They went and they got a permit, and
Nice.
it's a huge story. Blew up. They had an hour-long line waiting to get their lemonade.
Oh, I love it.
Good people.
And I saw a video of it. They had like 8 different kinds of lemonade, all different colors. It was amazing.
They
I
made
When
wanna
life
go
hands
there.
you lemons, you get a permit to sell your lemonade.
Yep.
Good for them, but whoever was posting about that should be ashamed of themselves. Posting about
There are
permit
so many
stuff.
Karens in this world that just ugh.
You
Anyways,
have to be
We gotta
careful
stop-
with-
we
we
gotta
can't say the
yeah.
term Karen.
you gotta
with
focus on
Lindsay.
the positive. At
It's
least
unfair.
It's that was our
Unfair to
wholesome
Lindsay.
news. That was
We have
wholesome
we
news.
have a Karen in our lives that we love. Her name's Karen.
We
and
do,
love
but
her.
I mean, Lindsay, your mom.
My mom's name is Karen.
Yeah, so.
I know a Karen that I love too, but she is a Karen as well.
there.
Oh.
Our Karen is not a Karen.
No.
But
That's
that
great.
being said, why don't we
Anyway.
just say pissed off people?
Entitled
People,
Which,
entitled people.
by the way-
deserve
Entitled
better.
Himon.
Did Dane Cook coin that?
What, the Karen
Because
thing?
I remember. Do you remember his Comedy Central special back in like 2001, where he was just in
Vividly, yes.
the black tank top and he was jumping around on stage?
Where did Karen come from?
You got any
Yeah.
coops? You got some coops?
I remember
What a
in that
time.
he mentioned, he's like, you know, in that friend group, there's always that one friend that no one likes, but they're still in that friend group. And if you don't know who we're talking about, that's you. I think in that he referred to that person as Karen.
Maybe. Dane Cook.
Throwing it out there.
No offense,
Someone
but Dane is
let me know in the
Dane
comments.
is not an amazing name either for, like,
That's
if we're
true.
trying to just
Yeah, look.
manifest
Okay,
in
the
our
Karen
minds,
meme. The Karen meme is being used to describe women who commit acts that are perceived to be racist in public, like unjustly calling
Oh,
the
is
police
that-
on black people. And then the second point here says, while it's hard to confirm the true origins of the meme, many believe it is derived from a Dane Cook comedy routine.
Ha! Don't need to leave it in
meme-
the comments because we got it right here in the show.
Also often combined with, can I speak to the manager haircut?
Yeah, so that, from my perspective, Karen is anyone who has the "can I speak to the manager" attitude.
It's the
Right.
Towards
I have
anything in
no
life.
I have no real problems.
But can I speak to the manager?
With no
is-
real problems, so I'm manifesting problems that
Yeah.
aren't problems for me.
Anyways, let's
Positive
focus on the
note,
positive, which
yeah.
is that those girls are making bank selling their
And
lemonade.
it's legit.
Heck
Yep.
yeah.
So before we wrap up, I just wanted to ask, what are we all watching right now? What are we streaming? What are we getting by? What are we consuming?
We just watched the 3rd season of Search Party. It's John. I know you love the show too.
I love it.
We watched the Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams Eurovision movie, which was very
I'm going to watch
wholesome,
that tonight.
comforting.
At least
are you
I
watching?
saw that and I was like, pass. But then you spoke so highly of it that I decided to check it out. I loved it.
Yeah, it's really good.
It makes you feel good. I think.
There are certain parts of it where I was like, I am not familiar enough with Eurovision to be laughing at all these these Eurovision in jokes and send ups. But Eurovision alone is a good enough concept to be silly and ridiculous that I like. I was like watching it, and I think I said to Elise that I was like, "These must be Eurovision people," because the camera lands on them, and it's like, "Oh, it's this person." I'm like, I don't know.
Was it
who
during
they
the
are.
song along?
Yeah.
That was such a cool sequence that I was like, okay, here they go singing. But then I
haven't
really
seen
enjoyed
it
it.
yet.
It was
Yeah.
really fun, but it's
Well,
weird
yeah.
because the movie's like it's almost in some ways
don't
they're
say-
treating them as like a joke, right?
yeah.
It's treating them as like a joke, but they are also incredibly talented singers. So tonally, I was a little confused, but when you understand that it's a send up of what Eurovision is, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I have something that I want to shout out.
Yeah.
Disclosing
Yeah.
first, it's on HBO Max, and disclosing first of all that we work for Rooster Teeth, which is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, which owns HBO Max. So just to make sure that's
It
all
is?
above board.
What?
Summer Camp
Oh
Island.
yeah, Summer Camp Island is so cute.
Summer Camp
delightful.
Island is on HBO Max. It's a cartoon that has been my escape, my sweet small respite,
It's really cute.
and it's super cute and it's super lighthearted and it's clearly intended for
It's
children,
finally
but
out.
also made funny enough that anyone can watch it. And it's every episode is like 12 minutes long. It's real short, but there's just these like really funny, wacky, absurd cartoon stuff. I really love it, and the vibe is so fun and bubbly that it's like the one.
But then I
thing
feel like the flip side of that is on Netflix, the Curlian Frequency.
Yeah, that's the
which
other
are
side.
these short little sort of like noir kind of dark little tales
Mm-hmm.
that we've been watching too, and those are great. It's a little sweet, a little salty.
Yeah, exactly.
John, what are you
Yeah.
dipping in?
Well, I was going to say, James, Summer Camp Island is something that I've been waiting for a long time, but I forgot about. It's made by Julia Pott, who's this person that I've been following on Vimeo since like 2008. So it's great to see she got a show. Like the original pilot went up online like a year or two ago. And I saw that, I was like, I can't wait for this to come out.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Great to hear that it's out now. Are her pajamas still alive? Is that...
Yeah, well, there's a main character who is a little elephant, and he has pajamas that talk, but everything talks. Everything on everything in the
talks.
whole island is
It's great.
alive and has a face.
It's like Bug Snacks.
It's kind of like Bug Snacks, only it's less scary.
Yeah. Just real quick, I've been rewatching The Wire because I love it. And I've also been watching, what's the other thing I've been watching? I can't remember. The Wire is the only thing that matters.
Dark season 3.
Oh, yep. Dark season 3. I watched half of that over the weekend. For anyone who's not aware of Dark, you got to watch it in German because the American English voice acting is terrible. It's a show that starts off simple and then just becomes more and more complex each season, but in a beautiful, amazing way. And I'm loving it.
A little tough to keep track of.
If you
A little
are
hard to keep
not
track of,
binging,
yeah.
if you're not binging it and you have a year between season 1 and season 2, you might need to open up an article to refresh yourself and read the wiki.
Yeah. Lindsay, what about you?
Oh gosh, I've been watching TikToks. That's our show.
That's all that
Well,
privacy.
didn't you say you were isn't that like Hundreds show? Isn't that out or something?
I mean, I'm watching the last season of that. Actually, I did watch 2 episodes of that last night, and I think there's only a couple episodes left.
What
And,
show is this?
Nice.
What
This
show
is the 100 on the CW. It was like this show that in the first season, it's like 100 kids. Like basically, the apocalypse happens, and then everybody goes to space, and all the different nations form a big station called the Ark. And then they send, and like 100 years later or something, they send down 100 kids to see if the ground is survivable because the Ark station itself is going to run out of oxygen eventually.
This is the last season,
and then-
right?
Yeah, the last
Wait.
season is currently airing. I'm describing the first season.
This is the show you said that you're a big fan of. You like the show a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching it. I watched like the first 2 seasons like on Netflix, binged them like 4 or 5 years ago, and then I didn't watch it for several years because I was like, I don't have time to like watch it week by week. And then I binged all the other seasons like a month or 2 ago, or maybe in the late fall, and then now the final season's out, so I'm watching that.
That's cool.
Lindsay,
Cool.
can you do something real quick for me? Just a little technical thing. Can you right click on your tab and make sure that it's not muted, the vMix tab?
That it's not muted.
Yeah, because I know that historically we've had to mute it. You just right click on the tab, make sure that it's not muted.
Why? What are you doing? Are you playing a sound? All right,
What?
it's not muted now.
Elise, you said you had something. Do you want to?
Yeah. Nick, roll the clip.
Hey, Lindsay, how's it going? It's Lee Majdoub. I play Nelson on the 100, and I heard you're a big fan. So, yeah, big surprises coming this season, and I hope you enjoy it. Bye.
Ah!
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the funniest thing ever! Wow, that's so thoughtful.
He is so
That was
nice.
all Elise.
Oh no, I mean Lee is just like super nice. He's so nice. He was also he plays Jim Carrey's like henchman in the
Yeah,
Sonic
he's
the
in
Hedgehog
Sonic.
movie.
Oh,
He's
that
just
is
like
so
one
great.
just about one of the nicest people
Well,
in
do you have
Hollywood.
another one for me where he's like, "Hey, it's me from Sonic"? No.
I don't.
Okay. Just the one for Lindsay. Got it.
Just
I'm,
for the
like,
viewers at home, if
blushing
you
now.
didn't catch that, Lindsay, huge fan of the hundreds, Elise reached out to one of the actors, got him to film a personalized hello
It was,
video.
I'm not. It was Lee. Lee did. He was so nice, and he did it.
That's
That's awesome. Yeah.
And
Oh my
he
gosh, I don't
wants
even know what to say because I'm like, what the heck?
And you know what? He wants to invite you to the the finale party
the premiere of the finale.
of the 100 once the virus is all over.
Once the virus is over in 2 years.
Yeah.
A retroactive
Yeah,
It's
party.
in
gonna-
Can't
space.
wait.
They're gonna 2022. they're
Oh my
gonna
god,
have
I'm gonna have to show Cameron that. He's gonna think that's so funny. Send me that clip.
we'll send you the actual clip.
All right. Well, speaking of
Anyway,
sending
enough fun.
things, that was a lot of. I want to thank y'all for joining me on Dude Soup today. Thank you so much
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
for you. Okay.
Thanks,
okay.
John.
Well, anyways, I love all of you, and I hope everyone listening has a great week. And that's it. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank
enjoy
you, first
video games,
members,
enjoy your summer.
for supporting on Rooster Teeth. Thank you for everyone who created a membership on Rooster Teeth, watching us live while we do it. We really appreciate the support as well.
We're live every day. Check out the schedule to see what's next.
Well, we're gonna
That's
be
what
live
that lower
later
third
today
is.
too.
Yep,
So
that's
we'll
true.
see you in
Check
we'll
us
see you in
out.
a little bit. We'll probably talk about how John was
The best host.
the best of. I genuinely love
Well,
it
great.
because I think whatever you did to your brain, John, to make yourself like really funny as like a funny awkward character, you can't turn it off when it's time to host. And so the
That's
battle,
true.
you
Yeah.
struggling with yourself and the character you portray in Funhaus videos.
Is
Battling.
the episode over?
It is. Thanks,
I
everyone.
think it's over.
Have a good
Well, that
one.
was great.
See you later.